Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. This was a reread for me. I read this book first several years ago, but the sequel, which is Somewhere Beyond the Sea, it's coming out in September. I hadn't read this one in so long that I wanted to reread it again to prepare myself to read the sequel. So I listened to this as an audiobook. In this, you are following Linus Baker, who is a caseworker who goes around and interviews and checks on orphanages for magical children. And one day he is called in by higher upper management, higher upper management, I think is what it's called. And he's given this case that's super confidential. He has to go to this orphanage and see what's happening there. It is the most extreme, most dangerous children at this orphanage. And so he has to go see if their caretaker and this place is the right placement for them, or if they're somewhere else. Like, are they being taken care of? Do they need to be moved to other orphanages? And so you follow him to this island. You meet these orphans they are adorable. I love them. They crack me up. Chauncey is life. I love that child. He makes me so happy. I really hope there's more of him in the second book, because I just every time I think about him, I just smile because I love him so much. So anyway, you meet the orphans, you meet their caretaker, whose name is Arthur, and Linus is obviously terrified because they're dangerous magical children, and he goes through the book and learns more about these children, and it is all about, you don't have to be what society thinks that you are, and breaking down those stigmas and breaking down those stereotypes and be you and be proud of who you are. And, it's a happy, feel-good book. It makes my heart so happy. I gave it a 5-star the first time I read it. I gave it a 5-star this time. I'm pretty sure it will always be a 5-star because it just makes me so happy. And it's like a comfort read for me now. And the audiobook, not the best audiobook, but not horrible. If you're going to read it the first time, I recommend reading the physical book, not listening to the audio, just because, but I think that you should all read it. I love this book. I adore it. That's why I have my own copy with the nice sprayed edges. So I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. I received this as an advanced reader copy, which is also known as an ARC, from NetGalley. And this is a young adult horror book about 3 friends. 2 of them are twins, Dove and Andrew, and their friend Thomas, and they all attend this boarding school together. And they've always been a really close knit pack. They've always been friends. At the end of the last year, we're starting the book at the beginning of the new school year. And at the end of the last year, Dove and Thomas had a fight, but Andrew doesn't know what the fight was about. And so Dove is kind of avoiding them and doesn't want to hang out as a group with Andrew and Thomas anymore. And as you go along, you find out that Thomas looks really run down because there are monsters in the woods. And so Andrew and Thomas go out at night to fight these monsters. And you kind of figure out why there's monsters, where they came from, figure out their relationship. It was a really good book. I really enjoyed it. For being young adult, it had some pretty graphic body horror stuff. Some of it was really ooh. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. And I look forward to seeing what else C.G. Drews writes or has written. And I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about Dawn by Octavia E. Butler. This is a book that's part of a trilogy. It's the first one in a trilogy that I have found two different names for. So on the front of my copy, it says Dawn is a Lilith's Brood novel. It's also called the Xenogenesis series. I picked this up because one, I own it and I try to read at least one book that I own every month. But back in April, actually didn't start this in April. No, I did start this in April. Anyway, back in April, Books and Lala on YouTube, she hosts a Buzzword Readathon every year. And in April, the prompt was nature words. And I had my husband look at the books that I own and he chose Dawn to fit that prompt. So, but I didn't actually read the book until May. In this book, you are following Lilith, who is awoken in a strange room. And this happens several times where she'll get woken up and then she'll get put back to sleep in like a cryostasis form. And one time she wakes up and there is a creature in her room that is vaguely humanoid but is actually an alien. And you find out that she was specifically chosen to, let me start over. There was a war on Earth, and this is like hundreds of years later, when this happens, and Lilith wakes up and learns that this race has like preserved humans, and she has been chosen as one of the first humans to like recolonize Earth. And so she has duties with that. She gets integrated into this alien family. You learn that there's several of them in this family. There's different roles for each of them. And you learn more about the aliens. And then also she is tasked with awakening 40 other humans. And then together they're going to go back to Earth and like rebuild everything. Again, this is the beginning of a trilogy. The second one is Adulthood Rights. I haven't read that yet. I don't even own the last one yet because when I went to the store, they didn't have a copy of it. I really liked this book. I think it has a lot to say. This book was written in the 80s, and I feel like you can definitely tell like its comments on society at that time in a different way, obviously, because this is space travel and aliens and stuff like that. But I really like Octavia Butler's writing. This is the third book by her that I have read. I've also read Kindred, which I really, really adored. I listened to that as an audiobook and it was fabulous. And then I also read Parable of the Sowers. And that one was also good. That's a duology. I have not read the second one in that yet, but also very good. I just love her writing. It's so different and descriptive and immersive. And yeah, I just really enjoyed this one, and I'm glad that I had a reason to pick it up. It's something that I've had for a while and wanted to read for a while. My brother read all three of these books in this series and loved them, and he's been telling me for a while that I need to read them too. So I'm glad that I finally got to the first one, and I can't wait to read the next two in this series. And now I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.